This is going to be a long series on how to build a stroker from the ground up, starting with the engine cases. And I was going to put it on rental and make a few bucks, and then I decided, well, what the hell? And if we don't teach the young or help people out, what the hell good are we? So we do it all for free. I know I'm slow, but just pay attention to the pictures. This is two halves of the engine. This is where your magneto goes, and this is the one seal that usually goes out. If that does go out and you leak oil in that case a little bit, you won't have any high-speed runs. I've had two of them go out over the years. There's your rear. What I like to do with these is take both sides of the engine, clean them up, and then run them through a dishwasher. That way it gets a lot of the crap off them, and then you can very gently scrape off any excess gaskets. And you can see right here, this is where the oil pump went. It ran off the crankshaft, but it's not there anymore, so this plug will go right down in here. And that's important for a future deal. And here's both cases on the insides. Now you can clean them and do whatever you want. On this area right around here, right around the case, this is where the mating half, here and right up in here. These cannot be nicked, touched, or there is no gasket right here, so these have to be airtight when the cases are brought together. This case will go onto here and the crank will go between them. And so you want to be real careful about aluminum, because once you take it off it doesn't grow back. And here's the intake side. There's where your starter goes. You won't need a starter with this big engine because usually it won't work. 98cc might work, but the other one doesn't. So you want to keep everything clean. These are your engine mount rubbers right here, and they don't come out, they'll just sit right there. This is where your oil filter, oil pump plug goes. This is a picture of looking down the barrel of the stock case, SR50 AF16E, I believe. Now, these pins right here, there is two of them, I believe. There's one down here in the bottom and another one up here and here. Now, this is normally closed right here. I left it a little bit open to show you how the cases close together. If I pressed another 1/8 of an inch, then it would close it up. Here, now the rear tire is right here, but all of this case here and all the way down, all the way around the bottom and up here, must be sealed. There can be no air leaks here, no air leaks up here. This is your intake for one side of the cylinder, and this is your other side. Your variator is on this side. Your alternator flywheel is on this side. Now, after you take your motor and put it in the dishwasher, you may have a little bit of gasket that needs to come off. You want to be very careful with that. Put some hot water on it, scrape it off a little bit. All this white on here is where the aluminum has, it has little pits and holes in it like human skin, and this is oxidation. And you will have a little bit of road crap on the back. It's just normal. Here's the front of the case right here, and as you can see, this is it's not all together in the bottom. The cases are just held together so I could get a good picture of them. This right here is the mounting ear on the right hand side, which I showed you on the SEF pipe. This little edge right here has got to be just knocked down just a little bit right there. That's how you put an SEF black pipe right there. And I've got dozens of pictures. So now I had to show this. This is the house where I have my shop, and my shop is right behind a rock star's house, and this is one of his little live-in friends that are there. This right here is a mother raccoon, and she comes out at night and she brings her babies across the fence that separate the two houses. The fence is 8 feet tall and 300 feet long. That's his backyard, the Rockstar. Anyway, there have been places cut in the fence where, in the very bottom, where the quail and cats and things. Anyway, she'll come over in the middle of the night and she'll bring about 6 of her babies. And they look like bowling balls with tails on them. And they love cat food. And they're really nice. They're not. People say that they're wild and crazy. They're not. As long as you leave them alone, they'll come over and eat. And you can watch them, and they wash their little hands, and they're just there for the food. Okay, now we have a 114cc Charmo cylinder up here. If you'll notice right here, this gasket was cut out especially for this cylinder, and you can see how much meat has got to be taken off the front and the back right here. And this is the area that's got to be cut out for the boost port. The stock boost port cutout is right here. Let's see if I can get a better picture on that. Yeah, this is your stock boost port cutout, rear boost port. Your stock cylinder does have a boost port in the back. You need to take out this much more here in order for the new bigger cylinder to work right. That's what I've found. Now, like I said, I don't know everything. I'm just passing along what I learned out here in the wilderness, being the super Holly or Halo that I am. So now I know how much we got to take off. Now, if you are building up to 107 cc's, I believe, you don't need to take off this back portion of the block or the front. It's only on 114 cc, the big one, 54 millimeter, that you have to. I'm trying to think. Anyway, you can see with the boost port where I've, and this, we're gonna just take this through nice and slow. I've collected these pictures over the years, and I was gonna charge you sorry suckers for it, but now I've decided hell with it. I'm gonna do it all for free. I'm gonna do it because I'm a nice guy, and I just want to show the world my work. So we have the cutout gasket here, and you have to cut out these edges right here and here. And it's not easy to do because you're going to get close to these bolt holes. This is your standard Charmo 114cc 54mm water-cooled piston and cylinder kit. This is part of the kit. This is a really nice setup for what I'm using, and as you can see, this stock gasket had to be specially cut to fit it because of the larger bore right around here. Now, I've had 2 or 3 of these, and I really like them. They're a little bit they're kind of different to work with, but you can see right back here, this is your boost port. If you look in the piston right here, you can see the cutout for the boost port. What the cutout does is it allows the rear gases to enter the combustion chamber first, and what that does is the rear gases, if this were reversed, will come over the piston crown and push part of it out, thereby allowing a fresh new charge to come in. Because if you have wasted gas or fuel in the cylinder, you're not going to get a big as bang. Now here's where the rubber meets the road. This is one side. Like I said, all these pictures are 1200 by 1600. They're highly detailed because when I took them, I wanted to do them right. This area has got to be taken off, and you can see right here, this is the edge of the gallery right here. What this does is keeps the oil down in here, I think. And then this is the edge of your boost port here. It has to be taken out. And here, this is all for the larger 114cc 54mm cylinder. That's what I'll call it. And here's the other side. I have so many pictures that it's going to be hard to put all this together, but remember, I don't do any editing. I just say what I feel at the time, and I put it up there, and that's the way it is. This is your intake right here. Your CT manifold goes right up here. In order to put the big manifold on, you're going to need to cut this little part, and this back part. Now, if you were doing just a standard stroker crank, all you need to do is cut the, I believe it's 50mm. All you need to do is cut this boost port. As you can see, the boost port is right here. The stock one, all we're doing is make it a little bit bigger. And that's the easiest part of doing that. And here's the other side. What's got to be done. And I've learned all this by myself through trial and error, because I don't have anyone I can ride with. And you know, you guys in Hawaii and everything, you've got friends that have done this and that, and everyone's got a million bikes, and you can ask for advice. I don't have anyone to ask for advice. So if you experts in Hawaii, and God bless Hawaii, see that I'm screwing up or I'm doing wrong, it's not because I think I know everything. It's because I don't really know that much. And we can see the boost port here and where it's got to be cut out. And you can see the back and the front where and these have to be, you cannot touch this. You cannot touch this area here. And this is where the oil pump went. The plug will go in, and it will go all the way down and stick in right here. These two little holes are made for when the gas or fuel comes in, it has oil in it, 40-50 to 1. And this drops down and into the bearing races. And then what that'll do is help oil the bearings. Okay, we're going to go to part 2. This could be part 6 or 7. I hope you, anyone building a stroker motor can use these. I don't know it all, but I do have a lot of pictures.